and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome back to the Christmas Craft Fair series. So this is part 6, and in today's video we are going to do some little note cards. So I've pulled out my peel-offs because many of us do have peel-offs in our stash. I've got lots of Merry Christmases that I can use. So we're going to utilise these today. Oh, I think the bronze would go perfectly with this paper pad. I mean, the solar gold, but that bronze is just divine. So I'm just going to have a quick scan through to see if there is anything that maybe I can use as toppers in here, because as much as, do you know what, we're going to use all of those, and then that will free that up. How many have we got on here? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 7. Yes. Right, we're definitely going to use them. Let's have a look. We've got honestly, there's lots in this, and lots of like really cool borders, which I'm loving. Oh, hang on. Right, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I do apologise about that. That was my friends, they popped in to see me. Right, okay, so I can't remember what I was saying, but we are going to use peel-offs. I do remember saying that. So we've got the bronze out because I think the bronze will go lovely, and then I'm going to use this full page of the gold, so then that is used up. In my peel-offs, now I get asked all the time, where do I get my peel-offs from? All these Christmas ones were actually gifted to me from a family member who sadly passed away, so she gave me her whole craft supply. However, you can find things like these over on eBay. Just type in peel-offs and you'll find that some people, there's a lot of people that you know, are selling off their bits and pieces, so hopefully that will help you guys. Or even have a look on Facebook Marketplace, they might even have some stuff. Now a lot of these I really would love to use, but I'm trying just to stick to things that you may have in your stash. Yeah, oh, see, putting some of these on the paper I just think would look lovely, but anyway, we're not going to use them. So I've got a few things out that we can use. I like those baubles as well, but and the Christmas trees. Yeah, there's quite a lot actually in here that I think we could have used, but like I said, we're not going to use too much. So I'm going to use these as all of the sentiments, and then I've got a few of these bits and pieces here. Now I've only got 17 card bases, so what I'm going to be doing is doing 3 sets of 5 with 2 extra. So that's how we're going to do it. These are 4x4 if I remember rightly. Yep, so these are 4 inches by 4 inches. So we're just going to get to work and we are going to start and put them together. So I am using all of these little bits. These little bits were from when we did the advent calendar, so there's lots of bits left, so I want to use all of these up because I think it'd be nice. I also have all of the ephemera bits. The other thing that I thought we could use with this, so leave all of these ones, is these, because they're just going to fit perfectly on our cards. So I'm going to keep them very simple. That's been the whole idea behind doing this, is keeping our designs all simple and not making it too busy, shall we say. So I do have my little glue gun. I love this thing. Thank you again, Alan, if you are watching this. Honestly, I really do appreciate this. It is fab. Now I don't have my Nouveau glue in here. I actually have my diamond glitter glue. Is it diamond glitter glue? Let me just grab it so that you can see. Oh, art glitter glue. So this one. So I was getting glue out to refill it, and I seen that, and I thought, you know what, I want to have a play. Well, I want to use it because it was my favourite glue, but it just kept on clogging up, which is why I changed it. So this time I thought with the gun it might not clog up, so we might be able to get rid, like, you know, do it. Right, okay, so I'm just gonna cut this like so. So this is how simple we're gonna do it. Now I'm gonna use one of these, which is the perfect size just to put along there. Just gives a little bit of something. I did see this. I'm just going to cut these sides off where I scored them. Okay. Yeah, I like that, so let's stick this down. Oh, that is Lady. Seeing if there's anything in her cup, because she has her own cup in here. And then I'm just going to use my glue. I'm going to stick this down in this corner like so. And then we're going to use, make sure that's straight, one of these Happy Christmases. Actually, I might just use that one, the Christmas. So I am going to use my tweezers for that, and we're just going to pop that. Oh, just want it. There we go. Just like that. Okay, and then on this piece I do have some stars, so I'm going to pop some stars down. Oh, don't tell me there's only 2. Oh, thank goodness for that, there is 3. I thought I saw 3. I needed there to be 3 anyway. So there we have it. That is our first little note card. How cute is that? So that's all we're going to be doing all the way through. So I will try and keep you on for as long as I can. However, it will depend on if we do get lots of noise. So what we're going to do is do the same. Okay, so I'm going to grab this and we're just going to put that on there like that. Okay, and then trim it. I find this one of the easiest ways to get a really, really good fit with your paper. Oh, I quite like that. So I am going to stick this on like so, and just across there. We are as well going to I'm going to use, actually, do you know what, I'm going to use number 10. Okay, so that's going to go in the centre. Like that. And then I'm going to use one of these stars, just along there. Oh, like that. And then we're going to use, where's my tweezers? Let's do this one. So, oh, and we're going to have that. Oh, I just need to get it where we can hopefully get it in the middle. There we go. And then we're just going to have Merry Christmas just along the bottom. So just keeping it as simple as that. So that is our second one. And then let's do, what I'll do actually is we'll do all five, we'll do 5 together, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to package these up, and then I'll put you on speed up for the rest. So because I want to keep these very similar, so very similar colours. Okay, I'm going to actually do that side, because these are going to be a pack of 5. Okay, and that fits beautifully. Right, okay, so there's that. Then, do you know what? I quite like the idea of that. So let's glue that down. And then stick this on here, like so. Now, I'm going to go with, actually, let's go with number 4. Right, so that's going to just sit there. So I'm going to glue that down there. Okay, and then I'm going to grab a Merry Christmas off here. Actually, a Happy Christmas. And that's just going to sit up the top there. Highly, highly recommend you use, what do you call it, tweezers for word peel-offs. They really do make all the difference. And then just turn this into a border one. Oh, try that again. There we go. Oh, I like that. Now I did see we have 2 stars on there. Oh, and we have 1 star on there. Perfect. So let's add these on. And then we've got 1 here. Just like that. And then we have our 3rd card. Right. Okay, grab another card base. Now this time, I think I want to go with this one. And then I think the next one, I might use that one actually. Right, so again, let's just pop glue onto our base. And then glue this down. Okay. And then again, just going to trim all that around. Now I want to use another one of these ones, another bronze, and this time I'm just going to put it along this edge here. So let's try that again. Right, there we go. Perfect. I'm going to grab a bit of this because I just feel like we need it. Pop that along there like that. And then I'm going to stick that on as well. Okay. So we've got that. And then I'm going to go with, oh, let's go with number 1. So, oh dear lady, what was all that about? Right, let's glue that on. So that's going to go there, and then we're going to finish that off with a Merry Christmas or a Happy Christmas. Let's do the Happy Christmas. So just using my tweezers, and then I'm just going to pop that there like that, and there we have it. That is card number 4. Right, let's do the final card, and then I will pop you guys on speed up. Well, yeah, then I'll pop you on speed up while I do the rest, because I'm just going to be doing the same, and then we'll come back and we're going to make something to put them in. Oh, I think I like that way, so let's do that. But again, some glue, like so. Right, and then we're just going to trim all of that. Now oh, actually we can use that. I was going to say I'd like some of that, I want some of the green, but we have this little bit spare, so I think we should be using it. I'm going to stick that down just like that. Oh, do you know what, let's use, I've got 1, 4, 10, 9. Oh, let's have a number 6, why not? So I'm just going to trim that down like this, and along there. Yeah, I like that. Right. Oh, 2 seconds. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, she's still going. I thought she'd stopped, but she hasn't. That one is Lady, who is being a little nuisance. I'm just putting Merry Christmas on that. I'm just going to be really quick. And then I will pop you on speed up. As you can hear, we've got a lovely little annoying pupski there. Right, I'm just going to put this along here. Nala, please don't start. Right, just like that. And then I am going to pop this just up here like that, just for something a little bit different. So there we have it. So that is our 5th one. So those are the 5 cards we have made for this little set. So what I'll do is I'll do the rest of the cards, and then we'll come back and we'll put together what we're going to put them in. So I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we are back. I have to say, I'm happy. I'm very happy. We've used 3 sheets of peel-offs, so really pleased about that. We have got 3 lovely sets. So we've got this one, which is blues and greens. We've got the pinks, and then we've got like the gold and the red. So that is what we have. So now I just need to pick a paper that matches these. Let's do the pink. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. Now I'm trying to work out, do I want to use the scoreboard? I think because I'm doing a video, maybe yes, we should do a scoreboard. So make sure that we've got this paper the right way. What I want to do is I want to have our cards in a pocket. So I'm going to score this at 5, so just like that, and then I'm going to do score at 5.5, just so that it gives a bit of room. I'm going to need to score down here as well, and then we're going to score, well, technically we're going to cut at 7.5. Now turn it this way. So I want to get rid of an inch. So if I get rid of 2 inches off here, let me just work this out. Yeah, that would work. So I'm going to score down this side at 11, at 11 and 1/8, and at 11 and a quarter, and 11 and 3/8. I think that works out at, yeah. So we're going to cut that bit off at the end. You'll see in a minute. I have no idea if this is going to work. I'm literally, so I'm going to do score at 1 and say 7/8, 6/8, or 3/4, and 5/8. Yep, right, okay, that is right. And then I want to go in the middle. So I am going to score at, right, okay, because I need to do the same. Right, we're going to score at 6. So I'm going to score that all the way down. And then just on this section, I'm going to score 1/8 of an inch there, another 1/8 of an inch, and another 1/8 of an inch. And you'll see why. I'm hoping this works, because I am making this up as I go along, guys. Making sure to get, there we go. Right, okay, if this doesn't work, then we'll go to plan B. So I'm going to cut off this section here, the bottom section, because we don't need that. Okay, then where we started these score lines here, we're going to cut down the side to there, and I'm just going to cut that off like that. And I'm going to do that to the other side as well. We do not want those score lines on the top. So again, so one side's going to hold the envelopes, one side is going to hold the cards. Then I'm going to cut right up to that first score line here, and then we are just going to cut up to that first score line there. Now I do want to cut this little bit out because we don't need that. Okay, so cut that and then up. So you're sort of wanting to cut this little section out here because we don't need that. Right, now let's hope that I've done this correctly. So we're then wanting, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put a gusset in it. So I'm just folding, like doing hills and valleys to fold that up. And I'm not going to lie, this is tricky. In my head, when I was doing this, I thought, yeah, that's going to work. But now I'm thinking, oh, I don't know. I don't know. Right, I'm going to get rid of this bit. Do that. Okay. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking this isn't going to work. I've got all my measurements. Everything that I wanted to do is wrong. So, right, yeah, it's because the plan had been to stick it there, but I've got my measurements wrong. So it'd be like a gusset like that, but it's not going to work. And I've just realised that I needed this bit to be bigger, so this bit needed to be 1 inch, which means that it's not going to work. Not going to work at all. Right, okay, we are back. So it's now time to do the casing for our cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some cardstock. So we've got pink, we've got green, and we have got, oh, that one. And then I think we've got like blues and greens. So we've got green, no, golds and reds, greens and blues, and pink. So that's what we have. So I've just got a piece of paper. Now I am going to work out, so I'm just going to grab an envelope and I'm just going to grab a card. So I reckon if we cut this down to 10 inches, so I'm going to put a score line there because that means that that needs cutting out. And then I'm going to score at 5 inches, so that is cutting it, like folding it in half. Okay, right, let's turn this around, and then I reckon we're going to score at 5.5, like that, and then we're going to cut at 9. Right, okay, so again we're going to get rid of that. So let's do our cut lines first, and let's hope this works. So it's very similar to our first video, which was the tags. I can't remember actually if it was the first video, but when we did the tag video, we're doing very similar to that. So we're just making like a little pocket book for it. So cut all of that up, and then what I'm going to do is this bit here we are going to cut down the center, and then I'm going to take a slither off, sorry that is a plane going overhead, a slither off each side, and that's so this folds over nicely and it doesn't get caught in the center. Right, so now that we've done that, I'm going to grab my glue and we're just going to put a run of glue down that side and that side, and then glue it down, and I'm hoping 5 cards fits in. I did have a go at doing the gussets, but I'm not that clever, so I'm trying this way. sticker, and I'm going to glue that down. Right, let me just move this out of the way, making sure all of that is stuck. And then I'm just going to fold that over. Now I do have some of the glue left off the paper pad on the top of this, but it does come away quite nicely, so she says. But yeah, I don't want the glue that, I mean I can trim it off, but it does, with a bit of patience, it does come off. Patience and perseverance. Right, okay, so I'm going to grab my cards. So these are the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So they are going to sit in this pocket, and just what I thought, they don't want to go in because yeah, it's not wide enough, so I think I do need to do it the full 12 inches across. So that is good to know. Now I'm not going to waste this, we will use it for something else, so we'll do that, but let's try this again. So we're going to score at 6 inches because we're going to keep it the full 6 inches. As we've just seen, we do need that extra room. And then we're going to score at, was it, I think 5.5. Let's get an envelope. Yeah. And then I'm going to score at 5.5, and then we're going to score at 8. So that's this bit here is what we're going to cut off. So you need a piece that's 12 by 8. So you're sort of seeing how I work it out. Now the paper will not go to waste because we can use any bits anyway, because I have a really fun video for all the little bits and pieces for part 10, which I'm really looking forward to. So right, okay, we are just going to cut out a slither from each side, basically what we've done with the other. The only thing different is instead of having like it being 5 inches across, it's not, it's 6 inches across, because as you saw, we do need that extra room in which to fit our pieces in. Let me move this again. Right, let's try this again. Glue. So just bit glue on either side, and then we're just going to glue that down. And I do have some lovely toppers actually that we could decorate this with. Okay, I mean you could just make a box for these. Normally I do just a box, however, there we go. So as you can see, that fits in so much better. So I do highly recommend you stick them in and then stick them down. So let me just pop the these in, which these are flatter, so it's all good. Right, there we go. So that is our pocketbook with those in. Now I do have this piece. Let's have a look. I'm just sort of grabbing these bits out. Oh, I quite like that. What do you think? Yeah. So let's decorate this up. Oh, just thought, do I want to put some... No. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to make a belly band for it. So I'll stick that across there, and then I'm going to use this. Stick along there. So that's our little book all decorated. Now for the belly band, do you know what, let's grab my trimmer. So this was off something that I completely failed on, so we're going to do, so I've cut that at 3 inches and then I'm cutting it at 1.5 inches, because because it is a 12 by 12 piece of paper, one piece is not going to fit around. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue two pieces together. Now this is going to create our belly band to go around our book to keep it in place. Okay, so there's that. And then that way, make sure I've got it all the right way. And then we're just going to do that around. And we only need the smallest amount. Right. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that, and then we're just going to glue that together. And this is going to keep it closed. Okay. I'll wait for that to dry, and then I am going to grab a piece of ephemera. Okay, and then that piece of ephemera is going to hide there. So let's glue that like that, and there we have it. There is our first little notebook with note cards in. So we just take off the belly band. I mean, how lovely will these be to sell, or even to give as gifts? And then inside we do have our 5 note cards along with our 5 envelopes. Now you can put as many cards and envelopes you want into these. I'm just working with what I have, but I love the fact that instead of using ribbon like I would normally, we've just made a little belly band. So I'm going to do the same again, hopefully no mistakes this time, so hopefully you can follow better this time now that you've seen me do it once and how I work it out. I know a lot of you prefer it when I do this, when I work out everything rather than coming in and doing it, so I hope you're enjoying it. Right, okay, I don't want that one. We want like a nice, do you know what? I think I'm going to go with this drum one. So we need to cut this down so 12 inches by 8 inches is what we need for this. Make sure it's the right side. Sorry, somebody is doing their grass. So we've got a piece of 12 by 8, and then the 4 inch by 12 that's left we're going to cut into 2 strips of 2 inches, which means that we've got the stuff there to do our belly band. So we get it all out of one piece of cardstock, so that is really good. Like I said, do apologise, it is summer in filming this, so I'm trying to get ready for the craft fair season, and yeah, unfortunately, where did I put my score tool? There it is. Yeah, people are out in their gardens. Right, okay, so I'm just going to score this at 5.5 on the 8 inch side, and then we're going to score it at 6 on the 12 inch side. So we are going to cut a slither out of this middle section here, like this. So just like that, and then we're just going to burnish everything. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my cards. Let's do these ones, and I'm actually going to put them in place first. Oh, do you know, the one thing I will say with this gun, I love it. However, to do precision, yeah, I've got no chance, because I can't do a straight line with it. So we're just going to fold that over, and then I'm going to stick it down just like that, so that I know that this will definitely fit in our note card. So that is that bit done. Okay, so just like that, and then this side's fine because we know that the envelopes will fit in. So I'm just going along like that. and then we'll glue that down. Let me grab 5 envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and just like that. So that is done. Do apologise about Lady as well. She's, yeah, do you know, why is it that people just, yeah, every time I want to film at the minute, this is what happens. So you've seen me do the belly band. I'm just going to do the same again, because I am going to stop the camera just because it is my next door neighbour who is cutting the grass. Lady is in one, and this is just getting ridiculous. So I will be back when these are all made. Okay, I'm really sorry about the noise. Honestly guys, there is nothing at all I can do. And yeah, I need to get my outro done, and more neighbours are cutting their grass. It is a beautiful day. It's 28 degrees here in the studio. Doors are wide open. There's no way I can shut the doors because otherwise I'll just melt. So I do apologise, but we are finished this episode. I am loving them. So the 2 green ones are kept very simple. We just put the little belly band round. So there you have it. That one is done. And then for the last one, I had, oh, try and get it back on. Although I could have done that so much better. I reversed the paper, so on the inside of this paper, and then I used a bit of the drum paper as well. So that's the belly band, and that's it inside. I have to say it looks so much better inside with a packing paper. So I think if I was to redo these two, now we've got planes. Honestly guys, you cannot write this, you cannot write it. We've got kids, we've got dogs barking, we've got people cutting their grasses. Yeah, it is a very noisy day today, so I'm filming on a Thursday. I don't normally film on a Thursday, and I'm wondering if this is why. Oh, there we go. Silence. Silence. We like silence. Anyway, okay, so that is it guys for today. That is our episode. So 5 little note cards in a little booklet. Again, how lovely would these be on the craft stall? They will be going on mine. So most of the stuff that I'm making, there's some things that I'm keeping for myself, but a lot of these I am actually taking to the craft stalls, to the craft fair, sorry, come September. So I'm basically doing this series with you to make all my stock from now until Christmas. So anyway, I will be back again with another episode. So I think it's episode 8 is next, so do look out for that, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next one just as much. Hopefully this hasn't been too bad for you guys. I really hope that yeah, it's not been that bad. I know that, yeah, everyone has to live. I think because I don't have a lot of time to get these up because we are literally going on holiday, and I need my videos while we're on holiday, so that's why I'm sort of pushing through to film. So I hope you don't mind. I mean, you can always turn the sound off, put me on speed up, or if you want, you know, have a look at the beginning and just skip all the way through, or just skip this episode. It's entirely up to you, but I hope it hasn't been too bad. Anyway, that is it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. I promise it's not as bad as this usually, and I will see you guys in the next one very soon. But until then, do take care and happy crafting. Bye.